that time of the year to get ready for this year's garden. So first thing I did is I just pulled out my little planter trays there. I think I got these things about 6-7 years ago, and they really stand up good and last long. And I just use some Miracle Grow dirt and fill all the the little trays there, and then I just have a old pointed tweezers that I use to make it easier to just put a couple seeds in these. Now for starting lettuce like I am here, I usually put about 5 seeds in each pack, and basically then just press it down and go on and do the next row and put some labels on them so you know what you have. And then when that's all done, I soak the potting soil real good and get it real good and moist. And then the last thing that I do is I just put on a piece of that stretch tight clear plastic wrap. That kind of helps act like a little greenhouse and keep some moisture and to keep the top of the dirt from drying out, because I actually have a wood stove in the room where I'm starting them. So here it is. Seeds are just to take a couple days until they germinate. Then once they germinate, I'll move them. I turn the lights on and I move them over in front of my south facing window. So here they are. I think this is probably about 6-week time frame. I use the grow light stand that I had built. I have a video about it about a year or two ago, and basically it's just some fluorescent lights that have the correct spectrum of light to help the plants grow, and you just have to keep them as close to the lettuce as you can. And these are all the seeds that were left over from last year, so it's a good way to use them up and not waste them. So I leave the light on about 12 hours a day, and here you can see it's in a sunny window, and that helps a little bit too. But so this is probably about 7 weeks in here, and you can see I just kind of spread them out to 3 trays now instead of the 2 original ones that I had started with. So then I'm just going to put them back, and here's a week later. You can see it's a little bit wilted right now because they were in the bright sun in that south facing window, but it perks up as soon as you put it in a little bit of cold water. So start by just taking the those little pots out, and you got to pick through it pretty good, because there is some of the baby lettuce that gets a little dried out and hangs over the edges there and gets squeezed between the trays and stuff. So here I am just kind of picking out the best of it to get ready to make a salad. And as you can see, I think I've got 6 different types planted. And it's just amazing how after eating like purchased romaine lettuce and iceberg lettuce and stuff, and even those baby greens that you get in the store, they just don't have the flavor that homegrown lettuce has. So it's really worth just taking the time and starting some if you do have a grow light set up or a bright southern window to place it in. And there you can see that's the red romaine, and that stuff grows extremely slow. That takes like I think it takes 60 days to get the heads to be the full size. So you can see they're quite small, but they are really tender and tasty at this point. And you just have to kind of pick through. And there's some of the red flame lettuce. Out in the garden, this stuff would all turn into really big giant heads that one head would feed you for a couple of days. But this is just the first taste of lettuce for the year. So it's worth the effort. It really is. It gets you thinking about the garden. So I got my wife's salad spinner there, and I just kind of put the lettuce in there and fill it with water and rinse it and drain it, and then a couple pumps on it. And once I get the top put on there right, and all the water basically comes out, and it dries it up pretty good. And there I have the first lettuce picked. I'll get a couple salads out of that, and I still have some more. In the meantime, I ordered my seeds from Baker Creek, and we just got about 2.5 feet of snow, and the drifting and blowing in the snow is just amazing. We have like 7-foot drifts, but so these are just the seeds just arrived, and these are I just thought I'd show you what I'm going to be planting this year. A lot of it we plant year after year. I mean, just your basic lettuces and whatnot, and we try to go with the green and the red, and mostly leafy type lettuces. And then you have your spinach that I was hoping to have in by now, but got 2 feet of snow over the bed, so that's not going to happen. And some of these little the pak choys and the kale here. This makes really great chips, and then that's a real tasty type of kale also. A little more baby bok choy, and just some of the big Chinese cabbage there. Now the Amish paste, that's our main tomato for canning and making sauce, and this Paul Robeson is one that we really have had good luck with growing. It's a dark tomato, and then I'm going to try those other ones, and they're those little drying tomatoes that we use. And Baker Creek does throw in several packs of free seeds with each order that you have. So and then there's a couple different seeds that my sister had also given me. And this year I'm going to go back to the black eggplants and only do a couple of the Japanese white eggplants because they got a little bitter last year with the dryness. And then rainbow chard, that's a basic necessity. And several different types of radishes I always plant. They all come in a little different time, and some of them the worms get into, and some of them they don't bother. So I find if you mix it up, it's a little bit better. And then I'm going to try some leeks this year. I've never grown them before. And then just, the standard carrots. And we usually have real good luck with carrots. So we tried these KURODA long carrots last year for the first time. And they are really a great tasting carrot. And then they gave me a free purple carrot to try. And, the old Detroit red beets, we have our best luck with them. And then just the basic cucumbers, and we do like these Japanese long ones. They always give us a good harvest, and they spread out over the whole season. And then your basic peppers, a couple some Anaheims there for the chili. They freeze good, and just some other green peppers and whatnot for doing the sausage and peppers on the grill. And then the banana peppers really pickle good. We like them. And these little pepperoni cuno really are nice little stuffing thick wall peppers. Then I got I'm trying a melon this year here. I don't know how it'll grow, but we'll find out. And then my wife wanted to try the Long Island cheese pie pumpkins, so I'm giving them a try. And the standard squash, and gonna go for some big pumpkins this year, see if I can get some bigger Big Macs, and some of these birdhouse gourds I'm gonna try. Then they threw in another thing of cabbage that I'm not sure if I'll plant or not, but and my sister gave me some squash seeds I'm gonna try there, and the edamame. Sometimes you have luck with them, sometimes you don't, but figured I'll try them anyway. And a couple beans there. And the old cilantro, you really need that when the tomatoes come in for salsa. And then I have the seeds that I saved from last year's garden for the lima beans and the strike beans, and a bunch of other miscellaneous seeds we'll be planting. So there you can see it. This is what's going to be in my garden this year, and I just thought I'd make a long boring video to share with you, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm planting. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.